Joining us now is Republican Congressman Adam Kinzinger. Thanks for being here.
Good to be here. Thanks. Morning.
Did you watch the debate last night? What are your thoughts?
I did. I thought it was actually a great debate. I mean, you see, we have a lot of strong candidates. I think we have the strongest field we've had in a long time. I'm a Jeb Bush guy. I'm Jeb Bush's Illinois chairman, so I have to make that clear at the beginning. I thought he had a strong showing, so it was good, a good exploration of ideas, and there was a lot of shots, which, you know, politics is fun.
Is there something, though, that Donald Trump, a lot of people thought he'd be long gone by now. He's obviously connecting with voters. What's he doing that Jeb Bush isn't doing?
Well, there's a specific voter right now, and you know, scientists and political scientists are trying to figure who that is, but they're really with Donald Trump. It's people that feel very alienated by government. I hear that a lot, and I understand that feeling, and he's really attracted them. You know, people see him, they perceive him as a guy that tells it like it is. Truthfully, to be honest with you, I don't think he is a guy that tells it like he is. For instance, when he says he can deport 15 million people in 2 years, he knows that's not physically possible. He knows it's not true, but he's saying it anyway. So, you know, yeah, he's boisterous, he's loud, but I don't think he's necessarily all on the up and up in what he says.
Republicans have called for the president to do more against ISIS. That was part of the conversation last night. And yet they've rejected the president's call to authorize a vote of force. Why is that?
Well, look, I want to authorize a vote of force. I think he's acting legally right now anyway, so I think he has it. But we, 2 months ago, sent him a bill in the National Defense Authorization Act that said, come to us with a strategy. How are you going to do it? When he comes to us with a strategy, I think at that point we're willing to vote for it. But the other thing we don't want to do, he sent an AUMF, the authorization for military force, to us that limits the next president. And we don't want to hamstring the next president. Congress is not the commander-in-chief. That's the commander-in-chief's job. We just authorize him to go to work. So I'm all in, but it cannot restrict this or the next president.
Your strategy involves putting more boots on the ground, and you remember the beginning of the Obama administration, the opinion in America was they were tired of war and tired of boots on the ground. Do you think that opinion has changed?
I think it has. If you look at the polling, I mean, the American people are supportive of boots on the ground. Not 200,000 troops. Nobody's ever said that. But some ground presence. Whatever's necessary to destroy ISIS. Not the red line shouldn't be existence of boots on the ground. The red line should be that ISIS will not exist. So whatever's necessary to get rid of them. The American people are doing this despite a president that says, I'll never put boots on the ground again. So we can destroy ISIS. We just need to figure out what amount of force is necessary and use it.
The president took a good amount of time with his State of the Union, basically calling out Congress and Republicans in Congress. There's a stalemate. How much responsibility do you take as you got low approval ratings? What can you guys do to end the stalemate, get things going again?
Well, Congress has always had low approval ratings because it's fun to attack Congress. It's faceless. It's easy to do. But I think some of this we deserve ourselves. I mean, I disagreed with a lot of what the president said, but I agreed with his tone to part of it to say, look, we can have fiery debates on the floor of the House. That's what the House was built for. But it doesn't have to get personal. I mean, I got to tell you the number of people that tell me they were sitting around the Thanksgiving dinner table and they disagreed on a policy issue so they couldn't talk about their kids or family. That's what's got to change. Have good-spirited debates, have disagreements, see how politics works, but quit making it so personal.
One of those issues is gun control, a big issue in Chicago especially. A majority of Americans and even of NRA members approve of stronger background checks. Why hasn't Congress done anything about that?
Well, I think we should have that debate. I think nobody that shouldn't own a weapon should buy it. I support background checks. I support the idea of people. But now the question is, if my dad sells me his gun, do I have to go through a federal background check? Does he have to be licensed? But those are debates we can have on the floor of Congress. And I think where the president made a mistake, if you look at his executive orders, they're not really all that intense, but it put both sides in their corners, and I think it will prevent any debate from happening over the next year. So there's been debates for 100 years. There'll be debates for 100 more years on gun control. It belongs in the people's house, even if we're unpopular.
Congressman Adam Kinzinger, thanks for being here.
You bet. Thanks, guys.